Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of my Better You Health series. And today, I'm panicking. Luckily, I caught it early, but for some reason, I kept thinking that my summer shredding challenge ended on November 11th, which is about 6 to 7 weeks away. But when I checked their Instagram page, it actually said the last day was on November 1st, which means I only have less than 4 weeks left. So real quick, I wanted to update you guys on my mindset right now. The final game plan for this last leg of the race, specifically what I'll be doing with my macronutrients and my exercise. But before we get started, please do consider subscribing to the channel. It really does help a lot. A big percentage of you guys aren't subscribed to the channel yet. Hi, how you doing? So if you haven't yet, leave a like on this video if you like this type of content. That's what the like button is for. And I hope you consider subscribing to the channel. It really does help a lot. Please and thank you. Alright, I'm going to try and make this as quick and simple as possible. I know most of this series was about going with the flow, taking it step by step. But like I mentioned in my taking a break video, there are specific times where you do need to really give it your best. Push your limits, put the pedal to the metal, and go all out to the best of your ability. Also, like in my analogy in that video, if you're an anime fan, kind of like Goku in every single fight, whether or not he dies. Although for sure 100% I'm not gonna go that far, but you guys get the picture. I honestly believe that if my assumption of 6 to 7 weeks was correct, at my current pace I would have hit my goal of 175 for sure, just by coasting and going with the flow. But personally, even though I know I said I was panicking, for some reason I'm also very pumped and excited for this experience. It's weird, but the only way I could kind of describe it is like a kid in a toy store on Christmas, and they see that one toy that they've waited so long for after being a good kid the whole year. No kid's gonna calmly walk towards it and take their time. They're gonna sprint down that aisle not giving a crap on who or what's in front of them just to get that toy. It's kind of the only way I could describe how I feel at the moment. I may or may not hit my goal of 175 pounds, but I still think that these last 4 weeks are still enough to bring out the best that I have to offer. Now again, with everything on this channel, I'm gonna try and keep things as simple as possible. What I'm sharing may or may not work for everyone. I'm simply documenting and sharing it on my channel. Use this information with discretion and always consult a licensed professional when it comes to anything about your health. So my priority for the last few weeks is to not only try and keep as much strength and muscle as possible, but to even try and increase it, while at the same time, and this is the part that I don't recommend for everyone, especially when your goal is overall health, progressively lowering your calorie intake at the same time. I'm no longer approaching this solely for the goal of overall health, but more of someone like a bodybuilder who's going to step on stage. It's a competition versus the previous version of myself. I really want to see my capabilities and to test my limits. These type of regimens aren't meant to last forever. Ideally, they're only supposed to be done about 8 to 16 weeks. And please note, obviously, I am no professional bodybuilder. In fact, if you think about it, I'm starting the regimen later than what I should be doing. But of course, it's better late than never. Also, with my own knowledge as a nutritionist dietitian and the last 5 years of me joining the summer shredding competition, I at least know that I have a good grasp on my limits and my capabilities. So for my exercise regimen, I'm going to focus on progressive overload, or in simple terms, doing better than I did the day before. My mindset is I'm going to try and lift as heavy as possible and try to reach as close to failure of those lifts as possible. Maybe sometimes even failing a set or two. In theory, this type of approach will stimulate my body to grow muscle and make me stronger and better than before while burning calories. So for time's sake, I'll just use my bench press day as my example. Using my Wendler log app, I usually have 3 sets for a warm-up, 3 working sets with a 3 to 5 rep range, but the last set having as many reps as possible, or as we call it, AMRAP. So this week I lifted 155 pounds for 6. I logged that into my app and it gives me a 1 rep max estimate. In this case, judging from how many times I was able to lift 155 pounds, the heaviest I'll be able to lift for 1 is 186 pounds. I guess to make it easier, just think of it as a high score basically. Now that number isn't always accurate. As you guys saw in my personal record video, my heaviest lift was 192 pounds for the bench press. But just for the case of training, I take that number, I always make sure to reach a certain rep range or even past that rep range. So the estimate 1 rep max that I have this week was better than the one that I had last week, which in this picture shows last week that my 1 rep max was actually 184. Again, this will help me improve my strength, improve the lean muscle mass that I'm growing, which of course is 1/2 of the goal for this prep. So I'll still be using the Wendler log, I'll still be keeping that as my main lifts per day, but the real change comes to my accessory workouts. Again, with my goal with the flow mentality in the previous months, I haven't been pushing myself with my accessory lifts because I saw that these specific workouts and muscle groups were only meant to supplement my main lift. This time around though, I'm going to put more focus on each individual muscle with the goal of making them bigger and stronger, also known as hypertrophy hypertrophy training, which is very common in bodybuilding. So this is what my previous exercise routine looked like. I still did the work, but I know that I could have done better. But now with hypertrophy in mind, it's gonna look something like this. I'm doing more sets, I'm focusing on each body part individually, I'm going for quality reps, and I'm pushing myself to the limit at the very end. Not only that, each week after that, I'll be either increasing the weight that I'm lifting or the reps that I'll be doing. Again, because I'm progressively overloading so that my muscles will grow. Lastly, the other half of my plan will be the nutrition, of course, which is equally as important. Right now, I'm at 1,800 calories with 160 grams of protein, 120 grams of carbohydrates, and 75 grams of fat. This gives me 5 protein servings, 4 carbohydrate servings, and 5 fat servings per day. My goal for this was to evenly distribute my macronutrients while still being in a deficit so that I know that I'm getting everything evenly. And I am currently losing weight at this calorie range, so I'm not going to jump the gun and lower it right away. But what I am going to do is shift my macronutrients to better fit my goal of gaining muscle and losing fat, while possibly progressively lowering the calories until the end. So my new macronutrients for my 1,800 calories is 175 grams of protein, 120 grams of carbohydrates, and 70 grams of fat. This now gives me 6 protein servings a day, 4 carbohydrate servings a day, and 4 fat servings a day. I increased my protein again to optimize the muscle growth and muscle repair because of my new workout regimen. I increased my 4 carbohydrate servings because I want to get enough fuel as possible from carbohydrates to get the best possible workout that I can. And honestly, 120 grams seems low enough already. So instead, to add to my protein servings, I took away from my fat servings because fat is more calorie dense than carbs. I also don't really eat as much fat in my diet anyways, so it's not that big of a sacrifice. This is another part of my regimen where I'll be really pushing myself even to almost, the keyword is almost, unhealthy standards, because there's a possibility that by the end of October, my calories will be sitting as low as 1,600 calories, maybe even 1,500 calories, to really induce the weight loss specifically for my fat storages. Hopefully though, like now, if I still continue to lose weight with my 1,800 calories at a steady pace, I don't want to change things too drastically that'll do more harm than good, then I might not have to lower my calories at all. So that's a new game plan. It is pretty intense compared to how I started. It's kind of like my recomposition phase, but a lot harder. But really, I'm ready for it. I'm really excited to see how far I can go, how much I can push myself, and hopefully at the end of it, be the best version of myself so far. Of course, with all my update videos, there's no homework for today. Just keep working on yourself, try and follow the tips that I've been sharing throughout this health series to be a better you, and maybe wish me luck. So that is the end of this video, guys. What do you guys think? Leave a comment down below. I love conversing with you guys there. Follow me on Instagram at @albperalta. I'm a bit more personal there. I post stories almost every day, and I post in my stories when I have a new video out here on my YouTube channel, so that's one way to get notified, other than of course subscribing to the channel. Again, it really does help a lot. And check out my other videos on this channel. I got more episodes of this Better You Health series, sneaker videos, Pokemon card pulls, personal videos, anything and everything in between will be on this channel. And that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys when I see you. Bye guys. Let's go.